Hello, I'm Paul Badham, a Chartered Building Surveyor at Harrison Clark Chartered Surveyors, and today I'm going to be talking about whether you should buy a listed or historic building. Older buildings can offer a rewarding experience with character features and interesting quirks that are not found in modern standardised construction. However, before you buy an older property, you will need to consider that they are different in many ways from modern buildings, and we thought it would be helpful to give you some points to consider before committing to a purchase. So the property may be listed or in a designated conservation area under the Planning, Listed Buildings and Conservation Areas Act 1990. If it is listed, it means it is included on a statutory list of buildings of special architectural or historic interest. A conservation area is an area designated by the local authority as having a special architectural or historic interest, which is put in place with the aim of maintaining the characteristic of a particular place. This is intended to protect the buildings from inappropriate alterations which may adversely affect their character or historical context. This may mean you cannot undertake alterations which you would normally be permitted to if the building was not designated as listed or within a conservation area. Normally, you will have to apply for listed building consent or gain additional planning approvals for material alterations. In some cases, permission may not be granted, or you will need to use approved materials or work methods that could significantly increase the cost of the works. There are three principal grades of listing. Grade 1 listing means that the building is of exceptional interest. This is the highest grade of listing. Grade 2 star listing means the building is of particular importance. And Grade 2 listing, which is the most common, means the building is of special architectural or historic interest. You may need to obtain specialist buildings insurance cover, as the cost of rebuilding may be significantly higher. This may affect the cost of premiums which you need to pay. Repair and maintenance costs are likely to be higher, often because you will need to use suitable materials or approved work methods, which may require the use of specialist contractors. Running costs are probably going to be higher, as the property may not benefit from today's thermal performance standards. Inappropriate additions to the property may have been made, including the use of hard cement mortars or rendered coatings or use of gypsum plasters. These can aggravate problems such as damp or deterioration of adjoining components. You will need to make sure your legal advisors ensure that alterations which have been undertaken to the property since it has been designated as listed or within a conservation area have the relevant approvals. You may find this daunting, but it shouldn't put you off buying a historic or listed building. We recommend that you speak to a qualified and experienced surveyor prior to purchase. It is normally recommended that you instruct a Level 3 building survey to be carried out by a chartered surveyor. If you have any queries or would like to discuss your purchase of a listed or historic building, please speak to one of the team at Harrison Clark on 02381 550 051.